Oh yeah, on a holiday. Yeah. Sometime a Friday become a holiday. Indeed, it's a national holiday. Good morning, folks. Welcome to the TBS, the True Breakfast Show. It's great to be back on the Friday morning, the weekend's edition of Liberia's biggest breakfast show, cutting across the 15 counties. And we'd like to say good morning to all of our cherished listeners, our starting listeners. Good morning. Let's have a great time on the Friday morning edition of the True Breakfast Show. Bam. My name is O'Neill. Marka Davis. Together, straight up to 10 o'clock this morning. Let's have a great time on the breakfast show. Marka, good morning. Short intro.
Yeah.
Because of LEC, short intro.
Yeah. Good morning.
Yeah.
You. And again,
In the heat.
it's a
Yeah.
what?
Yeah.
But God there. Yeah. See, we need to solve this thing once and for all.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. But it's great to be here this morning, and good morning to you. Good morning to all of our followers this morning, to all of our great people who are celebrating today. Today's a religious holiday.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So those of you who have birthdays on today, we love to wish all of you well. I thought my brother Daniel Ankara was born in September, so I can't realize it man April born.
Okay.
Yeah, Daniel.
And today's the birthday of Solomon Ray.
Yeah, can you imagine?
Yeah.
Google people born in April too. I'll give you trouble.
Former OPS Solomon Ray.
Yeah. From the office of the
Vice President. This is Solomon Ray. Happy birthday.
Yeah, good morning.
Yeah,
Good morning.
man.
Happy birthday, Daniel. And to all of you who are celebrating.
Ankara.
Yeah, Daniel Ankara.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm
Okay.
feeling so bad.
Happy birthday. I'll look for our Everson picture
Yeah.
and do a post for you, Nappy Boy.
Yeah, I'm feeling bad that Daniel was born in April.
Okay.
I thought
So
Daniel was born in
September.
September. Yeah,
Okay.
actually. I think his wife was born in September, I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. Holiday, man.
Yeah, it's great to be here. And something funny happened this morning.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I didn't intend to bring it to the public, but I just joke now.
What is that?
You know, normally Linda and her two children are going to church.
Okay.
Today is religious holiday, so they'll be going to church.
Mhm.
So they are not drinking tea, they're not eating, they're going to church maybe after 12. But unfortunately, I saw my woman drinking ginger. I asked her, why are you drinking ginger? She said, oh, that's for medication.
Okay. So if you're fasting,
She's not eating, she's not drinking water, she's not drinking tea, but she's drinking
change your.
because today fast and prayer day, right?
Okay.
Then she drinking ginger. I asked her, she said that for medication.
Oh, ginger.
Ginger, that
Oh, I get ginger.
No,
Jing.
Jin Jong. That Chinese Jin.
CB tips too.
They over. I think they don't smell the whole and bread today.
Yes, yeah.
I'm
Anyway,
looking for trouble.
that's a nice medication. If we're doing it, if I talk further more, will be promotion for that. Yeah, so
Yeah,
let
so
me just
let
hold it
you.
there. Yeah, let me just hold it
I
right there.
just brought it up because
Yeah,
of
yeah,
what
what you
happened to the
doing?
horse. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not any
But I'm sure I
promotion for
just
me.
won.
Yeah, I don't want to say that I have.
Okay.
But I know what happened to the other half.
But we expect you all to be fasting this morning. I expect David Coty to be fasting for Liberia. I expect and the holiday we're going back.
Yes,
Yes. I expect President Joseph Boyka, the leader, should take the
the
lead.
lead, yes.
Yes. I expect nobody should carry a green tea to the president this morning or coffee. Yes. The president should take the lead to start to fast. Like only way, otherwise else will be taking some of the holidays unnecessary.
Today,
Yeah.
you're pray.
You're praying.
You're fasting. In fact, let's pray. Let me not take myself out of it. Some of the labor of the day.
Aka's great should be fast.
Yes.
You will fast there.
Me?
You will fast with that, bro.
Yeah, from now to 12.
For 12.
From now to 12.
Pastor,
That one alright for me.
former president, George Weah,
Yes.
should fast.
Yes.
Senator Prince, I don't think the senator said will fast.
No, the senator will fast.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
The senator is a very religious person.
Okay.
Even
it's very filled with the spirit.
even from a young age.
Okay.
Yes, even from a young age, he has been a Christian,
Okay.
a church going person, a committed person,
Mhm.
until after everything that happened,
Mm.
Yeah, so
So the man who was spotted fasting, you know the guy who was on the asset recovery team?
yeah. the deputy for
Brown Wilson.
Around was funny.
The man was spotted. Yes, it's great. This is Liberia. I mean, it's a national holiday, fast and prayer. We don't live by what is on our calendar.
Yeah.
We don't.
So on a very serious note today, I know there are a lot of they call it prayer points
Mhm.
passing through the minds of a lot of Liberians today. Some want to pray for financial breakthrough. Some want to pray for health. Some want to pray for marriage. Some want to pray for a lot of different things. But I think we should pray. We should pray against division.
The country divided.
Yes, we should pray for national unity, genuine national unity. Not people going to program holding microphone and say let's unite. We should pray that we unite above political lines. We should pray that we unite above tribal lines. We should pray that we unite above religious line. We should pray that this country unites, that the citizens, Liberians, unite. We should pray that politics, too much politics, should not define Liberia. What I'm seeing in this country, we are overly political, and everyone in Liberia now is a politician. Everyone in Liberia now is a politician. People are just attacking people left and right. We should pray against the abuse of social media. We are using social media to pull each other down. If you go in the entertainment industry, you see stars that a lot of young people are looking up to pulling each other down, and they call it beef. What is beef when we have not arrived anywhere yet? We are still struggling to see our celebrities up there on par with those from Ghana, Nigeria, the US, and other places. We are praying that our celebrities, our musicians, our movie actors and actresses will make the breakthrough and bring pride to our country. But we are using social media to destroy ourselves. We are using politics as a people to destroy ourselves. Today, Fast and Prayer Day, a national religious holiday, we should use this day to pray for national unity. We are doing a lot of harm to ourselves as a country, then we think we are doing good. There are a lot at stake for Liberia. We have used politics to divide this country so hugely to the extent that even if government does anything good, almost 50% of the population will think it is not good. So if 50% of the population see good as bad, just tell me. And the people who see the negative are the one who run with it the most. I'm not saying because of this regime. From past times, we need to do better as a country.
Yes, let me follow up with this Ghanaian American rapper, Jaru, right? I
Yeah,
think you know Jaru.
yeah.
Jaru arrives in Ghana on Wednesday. Legendary American rapper producer Jaru has arrived in Ghana along with his wife to break ground for the construction of classroom block across the entire Ghana,
Okay,
worth in the tune of 20 million.
that is good.
That's more progress there.
You see that?
Yes.
You see that?
Because that's how the people make that country.
That is impact.
They promote the country, but you to all your thing in breaking news is the worst thing about life. You didn't investor want to come here. Just sit down.
People are making impact.
Yes, just on go and Google it if you think I'm lying. The rapper or the musician song you're gonna be vibing to and so like that. Yeah, broke ground for what? Primary school
Just you
across
know,
Ghana.
hauling and pulling, Caro and Panto hauling and pulling. What's that? Y'all trying to build each other instead of trying to tear each other
The
apart.
country is, I don't know what's happening. They made broke grounds for school units in Ghana.
Yes.
Yes, left for a miracle. That's major investment there for the education sector in
Only
Ghana.
remember, I think a couple of years ago, this girl who won the American Got Talent, the American Idol, Just Sam.
Yeah, just Sam. Yeah.
When I get one, we were celebrating her around here.
Yeah, so Liberia,
And she
right?
said, yes, she said her grandmother's dream was to a health center in Liberia. Since then, we haven't seen anything.
No,
Okay.
no. So some people are tearing her down.
Yes, people were hauling, oh, she's not Liberian, she's dead, all these kind of things. Let's look up for the positive. Let this fast and prayer day to day live an impact on Liberia positively. If you're listening in your little community, whichever cycle you find yourself, try to be positive. Bring positive energy to the table. Let's do away with too much negativities. You understand? So to the extent that this whole war crime code issue that is a genuine issue, a pathway to reconciliation, justice, and lasting peace for our country, people place politics into it, making it look that there are certain people they're looking for. So you see, sometimes it draws away the essence of an advocacy when people try to make it look too much political. Politics is not our way of life. We are traditional African people. We not buy into this politics and make it look that only politics people can survive in this country. Young people who supposed to be doing science, people who supposed to be doing other hands-on trade. Everybody want to be in the youth wing of the political party. Everybody want to be on social media, be dragging other politicians who are not part of their party, destroying the country, and we feel say we are doing politics.
In extension, even those we will promote during the heart of campaign.
Oh yes.
As soon as they win,
There's a season
as
for
soon as they're
everything.
promoted, they cut off everything. I don't know what's in the country we're in. Even those who will promote through this radio here.
Yeah.
The view who call microphones back and forth. Everything just changed. Forget to know, say you still need the media to promote what's
That's why most of the time I tell my young colleagues.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
When it comes to the time for news, don't do news.
Yeah.
Stop giving politicians too much attention, giving them too much.
Cut off everything.
I tell you, they can only be very close to you when they are seeking political success. Once they get political success, you are not a friend anymore. Your phone that used to ring during the course of campaign, your phone will never ring again. But I have thick skin for that. I have thick skin for that.
It's a normal thing. For the younger ones who are coming up, you should learn from
2017 election with you people who push around here. At the end of the day, they succeeded. They have never called up until some of them were booted out there in 2023.
Yeah, 2023 too came the same.
2021, 2022, 2023. Our phone used to, people that are honorable today, they used to call us. My man wanted the weekend, I talk to you. We used to talk, but now they don't call anymore. Even if you call them, they don't pick. When they see you, they do political smiles with you and pass. We're not working for anybody to pay us or anything.
They do
political smile. We give political smiles. You know, I look at during the campaign, I used to see political smiles. You know, when I'm somebody who is very observant, right?
A few years ago, go ahead.
When you with them, when they're in the car, you see them every corner they pass, they do the political smile and wave.
Yeah.
They smile and wave. Smile and wave. I can just be like, hey God, what is this? But
anyway,
we will do better in this country.
Great. So before you do the lineup, something that the speaker said, Bonanti Kofa.
Yeah.
He said the past assets recovery team was not professional. Even the current one, so two of them, he's seeing them, to succeed. But manner of approach, the way they approach, I mean, it's a very sad thing for our country. And to the speaker, that one statement he made, he said he was working behind the scene. No, wouldn't want you to be working. Work, don't bring nothing behind the scene. Let's put everything out, bro. Right? Work and let the Liberian people hear you say, "Oh yes, this is what happened. This is your stand on this critical issue. Issue should not arise. Then most of you tight lips." That today the Ministry of Education have a radio station. That you think the Ministry of Education is supposed to construct a radio station. You know what it say? If the Ministry of Commerce to construct our own radio station, then what will become a LBS? No mouthpiece. Nothing controlling. You see Jeremy PR yesterday? He came out with a very beautiful press conference, but Eugene Fagon had finished breaking the news already. So there was nothing sweet on what we hear from Jeremy PR. Fagon had finished taking his personal glory on his Facebook page to tell you that he's working at LBS. So the one, these things happening through George Weah government, the same thing. Every time we keep making this same.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So this is what happened. What happened during the past administration was that the what I should call it, public relation or the communication was not should I say synchronized through one channel. There was spread communication, everybody talking on behalf of the government.
Everybody.
So it was late in 2022 that they started having meeting that everybody can be talking here and there.
Even there was a warning. Anybody who speak on behalf of the Congress for Democratic Change, I mean, there will be some action.
Understand?
Yeah.
So major government progress. If you say you are coming with experience, you are coming to do things differently, that's what it should be. The Liberian Broadcasting System want to say congratulations to the government of Liberia and thanks to the government of China for that $5 million project, which is very important. But this is the state-run institution. So if there's something happening, we should get that kind of major news from the spokesperson of the government of Liberia.
If I go on a page,
okay, the spokesperson of the government of Liberia. Mr. Fagon, good morning to you. We wish you all the best at LBS. But listen, you have to. I remember after the election, after 2018, 2019, people say, all the citizens are still in campaign mood. They are still in campaign mood. They act like, they are still battling for power. So we don't want to see the same thing. You are now Director General of the state-run broadcasting system in the country. You no longer need to be doing fact versus fiction. And
that we don't want to see a real occurrence. What you did on Wednesday, was that Tuesday night? You took your personal page
to announce government news.
Yes, government news to take personal glory. That should stop. So yesterday, the Mika press briefing with Germany PR, it was nothing breaking for us.
Yes, it was not like a news.
No.
You are undermining the news already.
Yes. Oh.
Yeah, you undermine the news.
You're talking.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Sometimes here I can have issue with Mabon when I bring my news 7 o'clock in the bulletin.
Yeah.
While waiting to bring my major news at 8 to 8:45. Then Mabon discussing my news on the show.
Yeah.
I say, but Mabon, you are undermining my news.
Okay.
So if I can undermine the $5 billion agreement news with the Chinese government to revamp, rebrand, and upgrade the Liberian broadcasting system. So post up to that, you are now a senior government official and you are representing the government radio station that you are managing. So do you want to say that your Facebook Live is better than ERBC? It's better than the Liberian broadcasting system?
The Mika press briefing, in fact.
Is it better than the Mika press briefing that you will go take news, you go sit down on your fact verification, intelligentsia, forget about all that thing there and manage LBS.
And besides that, just to close up on the reason why we brought us on, you see, one of our own professional colleague, Estelle Liberty. Estelle Liberty, how many times I call this little name?
You call it 3 times.
Estelle have drawn extremely well. The workings of Estelle is beyond imagination at that LBS. And today, she feels like all what she has done. And she was one person who was not involved into your own politics. You know that. She's one of us. She's one of us. So we'll see this kind of thing tomorrow.
That's what she has.
Yes. It could be O'Neill. It could be Marka. When you have me, move on. The president replace you. All your working should not be condemned. We should stop it, man. When you go and see good work there, praise it. You have not done 0.001% at LBS.
You You get able to our professional friends, they brushing there, you're carrying it live on Facebook to say we
Yeah.
your
So
stuff
then you
like
make the lady
that.
feel like she has
That's
not
very
done anything.
that is very petty. It was very petty. Yeah.
You're not
To
doing
do
anything.
give able to the journalists to be brushing they say we're doing major cleanup.
She took the broadcast arm from one building, transform it to a new building, and still have done well done there, man. So the lady is feeling like,
Bro,
look,
additional 2 professional radio frequencies.
yes, yeah, the Metro FM
Metro and the language frequency. Yes.
So you see it now. She has set the gate. Even that office, you're doing that live. You see how beautiful that office. I visited that office twice.
Yeah, I went there too.
All right. You see that office? It's not your making. That is a sale. Before then, that office was, far beyond that. The reason why we're breaking this out, stop this and let's work and make. If Joseph Broker will say, yeah, Falcon is working, then we will know.
You know the party people, you need to focus on your work. You're not supposed to be attacking anybody in opposition. You should not be on the Facebook dragging here and there. Your focus is you do your work. Like I've said, and Mr. President, I hope you have taken this thing from me seriously. All the people you giving work to, they are only guaranteed to stay on these jobs to be performance.
Yeah.
There is no Unity Party solidarity, no local candidate solidarity, no neighbor candidate solidarity, no other relationship should be a guarantee for somebody to stay on their job. Let them perform. You not perform 6 months, getting out of there. Because you promised the Liberian people you were coming with a proactive administration to change things in this country. That's why we are holding you back.
So someone's asking, say, why if we're going that part of government before you do your introduction? That's why we have the Ministry of Information there. Otherwise, people will not listen to Germany PI again.
Oh yeah.
You'll be backing it. Go ahead and back it. The mouthpiece of government is where?
You need to deactivate that Facebook.
The mouthpiece of government is the Ministry of Information. In case you don't know. So that's anyway. Let's move on, man. Someone is it over there? Yeah. Good morning to our former friends in politics. We still are good friends. You don't know it all. Yeah. Yeah, you don't know it all.
Yeah, so folks, this morning on the TBS today is April 12th. April 12th is a history day in Liberia, right? April 12th.
The rest, right?
No.
Something about that.
Yeah, something on April 12th.
Yeah, David Kotu will tell us.
Yeah, David will tell us.
Help.
So yes, coming up shortly, we'll bring you the health tip with David Kotu for 5 minutes. If need be, he will clear out through, he will go off.
Yeah, so
yeah. And again, today, religious leaders speaking to national issues. We'll talk about that also. And then the BWR issue that we started on yesterday will continue today. And we'll take a couple of calls to get some reaction concerning that. BWR is the Center of Excellence for Vocational Education in Liberia. You can't take that from them.
No way.
And they have done extremely well over the period of time. At 8:15, we'll bring you talk to your leaders this morning, a segment where you will interact with us on some of the major topics we have been discussing in our studio chat this morning. At 8:30 to 9:15, we'll have all veterans, a veteran Liberian journalist, Vector Hockstrom. Okay, he'll be with us on the first segment of the TBS this morning, talk about some national issues related to the country. And at 9:15, we'll bring you sports, entertainment, and commercials here this morning. Naomi Tapia is fasting and praying, but she'll take to do sports this morning. At 9:20 to 10 o'clock, the importance of fast and praying. Because people say, oh yeah, today everybody just going, but we want to have a religious leader here who will come and explain the importance of fast and prayer. What I started, because you know me, I'm the son of the late Baptist deacon, so I started saying what some of the things we should pray for in this country. So when Reverend Odisha Ball come this morning, he will say to us on the last segment, we'll talk extensively about this day and other religious matters, spiritual issues bordering on the prosperity of our country, Liberia. So we'll have the man of God here this morning on the last segment of the show. And it's so unique that we are having him on National Fast and Prayer Day. In the midst of our country first. Country first.
And of course, the April 12th is a famous, the 1980 coup.
Oh, yes.
Of the Saul Samuel Kanyado.
Oh, yeah.
Remember the Kanyado coup?
Yeah.
The event ended 133 years of the Chewy party.
What? Yes.
One party dominance.
It is historic.
One party. 133 years. Yes, thanks so much, Madam Mandina Wiesel, for the information. Let's bring you health tip with Derek Ernest Coty right here on the Breakfast Show, 96.1, the heart and soul of Liberia. You may disagree with us in the professional form, All right. But when you go on the other way, we just block you from our life. Ain't you seeing that? Yes. Anyway, great. Let's bring on the health with Derek Ernest Cote. Derek Cote, good morning. Welcome.
Good morning to you and good morning to the ambassador. I keep calling this guy ambassador because I don't need to spoil my chest again. Uh, Diabetes topic today, and I want everybody who's listening this morning to take it very seriously. One, over 1 million people, 1 million people, 1 million people's legs are amputated off every year globally because of diabetes. Over 4,200,000 people die every year because of diabetes. In this thing I'm doing, I don't like to mention names. I like to follow the doctor's lead. This thing is about confidentiality. I know about people right in the media who die because of diabetes. I know about somebody now whose leg is cut off because of diabetes, but we don't like calling names. It's not good. It is happening right here in my life. Diabetes is when the blood sugar level is high. It destroys the eyes. Now, for those of us, like in my case, I have done cataract surgery. There are two new lenses in my left and right eyes. And I take my glaucoma eye drop every morning, every evening. But there's another bad guy that can also make people blind, and that is diabetes. So you need to check yourself to know what's happening with your body all the time. Diabetes can also damage your heart, your blood vessels. And when your blood vessels are damaged, you will die because blood will not go to the brain anymore, and you will have stroke. And blood not going to go to the heart anymore, you will have heart attack, and all this kind of thing. So diabetes can destroy the blood vessels. It destroys your kidney also. We'll talk about the function of the kidney before, and I'm going to come back to it. Diabetes destroys your nerves. If you have diabetes and you don't know you have it, it's dangerous because you will drink things that you're not supposed to drink. Excuse me. You will eat food or foods that you're not supposed to eat. For example, dairy products. Once you have diabetes, you gotta run away from chocolate milk. I'm sorry. You gotta run away from strong shit. You gotta run away from sour milk. Oh yeah, that's my I like sour milk. But I can't run away. You will have to run away from red meat, cow meat, and so on. You have to run away from sweets like cakes, cookies, ice cream, and so on. Those of you like eating candy, stop eating candy even though you have diabetes. But first important thing is to go and know whether you have diabetes. Because if you don't know you have it, you will do things you're not supposed to do and you will die. Number 4, added sugar. Once you have diabetes and you're drinking your coffee or tea,
David?
Man credit. You're harmonizer.
Yeah, David.
Okay. He's calling back.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. He's the nephew to the president now, so you don't roll the credit. Yes, you don't know it all.
the real nephew.
The real nephew,
Okay.
go ahead.
So all right, number 4, added sugar. Number 5, sodium or salt. If you add, now let me make this very clear. Salt being added to your food directly does not give you diabetes. No, it doesn't cause diabetes once you add in salt. But what happens is that when you add salt to your food, it will not give you diabetes directly, but it will lead to high blood pressure or cardiovascular diseases, heart diseases. And once you have heart diseases or high blood pressure, it will lead to problem. So when you salt, it does not directly lead to to diabetes. Number 7, energy drinks. Put a stop to them. Fruit juices, leave them. Now, what are some of the signs or symptoms? Number 1, when you keep it plenty in the night. Oh yes, you gotta be aware that you have diabetes. But let me make this clear also. Prostate enlargement can also cause you to pee plenty in the night. We have talked about these things, and I will come back to them from time to time. You will get very thirsty and hungry. Very thirsty and hungry. Number 3, you will lose weight without trying. Without trying simply means when you're a very big person, you're over fat or whatever, you can say, let me do something to reduce. You take exercise, you eat certain food, you're fat. You keep yourself out of some certain diet. But there's one here. You will reduce weight without trying. You don't even make effort. Diabetes will force you to lose weight, and you will have blurred vision. Blurred vision. Now, what causes when you're overweight? It causes diabetes, obesity. When you're somebody who does not take exercises at all, when you're physically inactive, you'll have diabetes. Now, remember this: you are not the only one with bad breath in the world. No, you're not the only one. Oh no, you're not the only one. There are about 2.4 billion people in the world, or 2,400,000,000 people around the world that have bad breath. Yes, 2.4 billion people bad breath out of the 8 something billion. There's no particular treatment for bad breath. It depends on the main cause. The cause could be sinusitis or sinus infection. I talked about it this before, but I didn't get to. I hope that by Monday, I will go back to sinusitis and give more details about it. If you have rotten teeth, you have bad breath. You have gum disease, you have bad breath. You have dental tongue, you have bad breath. If you have throat cancer, those of you who like smoking business, oh, my friend, be aware. Let me say beware. Be very careful. Throat cancer. One of the major reasons for throat cancer is the smoking. I don't know whether you clearly are too familiar about this.
An ambassador clearing your throat.
Already finished. All right, so I advise you to see the dentist. Make sure you go to the hospital always. Once every 6 months. I'm going there on Thursday, next week Thursday, to go check my teeth again. Since this year I have not been there, but I'm going there. You don't want to bother to clean your teeth, but to check your mouth. The dentist will look all around. When they find a hole in your teeth, the man will tell you, or the woman will tell you, we see a small hole in your teeth. Should we fill it in? Yeah, they will charge a small thing.
Okay.
$20, man, pay that money. Fill it in and stop the embarrassment. Because once you don't fill in the hole that the doctor or the dentist has identified, rats grow out there. The fish will drop it and your mouth will smell always. Thank you very much.
Okay. I hope you're fasting.
If I tell you why I am now, you let me talk about fasting.
Where are you? Hello, Chief.
Okay, I want you to go break along with Commander Wisa. He's fasting too, so you'll go break together.
Oh, my big brother there.
Yeah, they've been fasting. I want you to go break along with him today.
Don't worry, I'm a big brother in the crowd.
Okay. You don't know it
You
all.
don't know it all.
I don't know it all.
All right, thank you so much, David Kotu, with our health tip. We'll see you on Monday.
Yeah, thank you, David, for the week, for the entire week.
Yeah,
Yes.
see you on Monday.
David is taking his weekend break.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thanks to the commerce minister who declared his asset on yesterday.
He published it?
He saw it, yeah.
He declared in public? Yeah. Okay, that's great.
The probably gets more new.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In a tomb of how much?
The total asset is 10.309 million.
Okay.
His net worth,
Mhm.
that is asset minus liability, is
Okay.
8.638 million.
Abimuna.
The Barbida millionaire.
Okay, it's a good one.
The
So he's qualified to sit in the next cabinet meeting.
Yes.
Yes. The next cabinet meeting, the 4th cabinet meeting of the president. Those of you who have not declared your asset, don't dare go to that meeting.
The government, some people bringing up, yeah.
No, it's good. So we know what Abi is coming into governor with.
Yeah.
After 6 years,
So after
when you're
6
going
years,
out now, they will know.
It will see the ministers
Hit to 20M,
somewhere around 20.
they will
calculate.
yeah,
now.
we'll calculate from 10.
Yeah.
How can 10 added to
Yeah.
8? Anyway, salary can reach to that.
They can read that.
No, it can reach, yes. But it's a good one.
All the year the men that do business is only around 8.6. Then right after 6 years, then you go to 20. If you go to 20, you answer question.
It probably can reach to 12.
Yeah, maybe you can add on 3 to 8. But 3 minutes,
It's huge.
It's too much.
But again, it's good. So the 4th cabinet meeting of the president, those of you
Who have not declared,
you have not declared, and the president reminded y'all, this time around, Uncle Joe, like David Kotu will say, will not remind you, say, have you declared your asset? You should declare your asset and let's publish it. And let's see it.
So that 2 persons we can speak about now when it comes to that.
Yeah, we have declared and published.
Yes.
Representative Musa Ability
and Minister Ami Modad.
I mean, in the whole country,
Yeah.
those who have declared and published.
Yes.
What? They'll do a big business as usual. We'll take down. You mean declare and publish?
Yes.
2 person.
Yes.
Musa Belete and Abi Moda. Tell me, 2 businessmen.
So,
Business pool that's a bit straightforward.
Honorable Belete's net worth is around 32 million.
Yeah.
Then
All
the
of
minister's net worth is around 8.6 million.
Okay. So the day Musa leaving government.
So the minister
yeah. Yeah. So we see young blue one yet. We see the long on the asset.
The pure politician will not be busy, they get money on you.
Well, let's see. It's good that we see.
Yes, it's good we see.
Yeah, we see. They don't know how much is there. Well, Fagon doing declare right?
Fagon?
Yeah.
Fagon will declare and publish.
Declare and publish. Let's see it. All right. Yes, we don't have much time, but this issue of religious leaders speaking to national issues is something very important. If I'll take just 1 or 2 minutes on it. It's good that religious leaders speak to national issues. Be it from the Muslims or from the Christians, have issues of national concern, we want you to speak to it. Don't remain tight-lipped. Don't even have the title like he's the head of council of churches, or he's the head of the Grand Mufti, Muslim or whatsoever. Speak to national issues. Back then, we was a kid. It will be back and forth between Michael Francis and Charles Taylor. Oh yes, Archbishop Michael Francis, he and the president used to hold and speak to national issues. That's why we say in the midst of no guardian counselor in the land, that land is at risk. We have national issues. We want you to speak to it. To this national fast and prayer days. I'm thinking about this. I mean, this holiday. There are national issues all going up. Maybe you could speak to the asset recovery. You could speak to the appointment of that. The war crimes and the war economic crimes court.
Yes.
Yeah, man.
I want to point out Bishop Cottle Brown. He has been doing that most of
We need more.
Yes.
Cottle have done one.
Yes.
He's been on, but we need more of Cottle Brown. If we need 10 or 15 of Cottle Brown, that message should resonate well.
Absolutely.
In the country. Yeah, so that's it. If you have not been doing so, please, we want you to address national issues. Because why? You have people who go to your churches, you have people who go to the mosques. These are all people who work in government. So when you speak to it, not only on your podium, come on a national platform and address these issues. Yes.
Exactly.
Let's move on to our heart and soul, the BWR.
The Booker Washington Institute.
Yes.
Yes, so again, like we mentioned yesterday, we are not doing this with any interest. We believe that when we reach a path of transformation in institutions in the country, there's no way for us to, there's no need for us to derail some of the progress that people are making. Again, today we have about 8. Okay, we have about 8 or more instructors, TVET instructors, who are doing their masters in China.
Okay.
The biggest vision is that BWR will become a full degree granting college. Okay. That vision was enshrined in a proper agenda. It was supposed to be achieved as of 2023. That Booker Washington Institute will become a TVET college, granting partial degree. However, because of fundings not being available, the structures are in place, training of instructors ongoing with support from partners, including the European Union, UNDP, and other institutions that are helping BWR. Today, we have over 15 staff who have trained both locally and internationally as qualified TVET instructors. Like I said, the biggest vision is for BWR to be a college that will be giving a bachelor degree. That is progress. That is honor a leader with vision for the institution. We should not use politics to destroy our institution that we have built foundation over the period of time. So the only hope now is that this new administration will work in line with that plan. That BWR, thank God the current president mentioned something about BWR. BWR is historically the institution that played major role in the physical, or let me say infrastructure development program of Liberia, and that was the intent for which that institution was established, to create a middle level workforce, hand-on worker, people who will build homes, people who will do furniture, people who will be mechanics, people who will be electricians. we cannot take away the value of that institution because of politics. And I can say for a fact, I've been covering BWR since 2018. What I've seen, what I've heard, what I've gone through at BWR all of the time, it just means that the vision of BWR is on course, and there are a lot that have been done there to achieve this vision. The only thing BWR needs is the support to set up that technical college. In fact, like I even told my son this morning, he should get prepared once he reaches now. He's going to
BWR.
Yes, I told him this morning, and you're happy about it. I said, thank God. So there's no way that these institutions will be making progress, and then will come just because of change of government or administration. People will say, "Oh, yeah, the person should not be there." No, Anthony Harris, former Tano, has done extremely well. He had a very good vision, and the kind of recognition he has internationally. Anytime across Africa, when there are TVET conferences and forums where they need experts to speak, he will always be there. If there are three presidents that will come from Liberia, he will always be one of the three.
Okay.
Because the partners are satisfied in working with his administration. In fact, the board of BWR clearly stated in their last graduation program that they recommend that President Marka continue to work with Harris Tano Moba because Harris Tano, sorry, because the progress that he's making, his vision and how he's achieving it gradually. Today, BWR is issuing AA degree in collaboration with the University of Liberia.
Almost also a bachelor.
That's going to the dream of achieving that place being a college that will be giving technical knowledge to the young people of Liberia. There is no need for us to come do political how they soup boys can shenanigans, all kind of thing to say we want to change because of change of administration. No, we can't do that now. If there's any reason that somebody will be changed to be based on, like I said, people performance should be the guarantee on their job. Nothing else. No political affiliation, no relationship with lawmaker whatsoever should be the guarantee for removing people from job or keeping people on job. Your performance should speak for you. BWR, in my opinion, is on the right trajectory. There's no need to disturb the current administration of BWR to say that bring new people. No. That man has sacrificed a lot for BWR. I know other politicians will say, oh, he is not the only person that can deliver. But we know when they make changes at certain institutions in the country, these institutions die.
So, I mean, some of you listening up and wondering why is it these guys flanking up BWR? Like we did in the case of the Sarah Bessel, right? Yes. This man is working. Good morning, His Excellency.
We do things by our conviction.
Good morning, His Excellency.
We're not paying agents for anybody, whatever we believe in nationally. I mean, that's what we'll talk about.
That's our personal feeling they think so, right? Good morning, His Excellency. We have seen a well professional. Education and politics, they don't work together.
Not at all.
Why? The reason why we're bringing this out, because there are plenty people lobbying for this man to be removed. It's a very sad thing in our country. That's why the oldest country will still backward. With all of the progress Marka have listed, there are people who lobbying. When today we still have a graduation exercise, some of them don't even attend it. You invite them, don't show up. But today, they are now lobbying for this young man
to be removed. I always used to attend BWR program. He still does today. He's former lawmaker now.
All right.
And Abba Jones is always there.
Yeah.
But I've never seen the District 3 lawmaker there.
So if you are lobbying for someone who is working, now they are not giving an AA degree, right? Associate Act degree. And he's pushing for at least that BWR are one of the oldest in our country to give a bachelor degree.
Yes.
With this kind of long range plan, and it's working gradually. Why would you want to do this, Mr. President? I'm bringing it to you because there are lobby going on, you know, because nowadays when you see a need up of e-mansion, sometime in point, you know, you see just like, recall all of that.
Yeah, like I mentioned, people using politics to destroy the country, and they say they are politicians. You can do everything based on political affiliation.
It's a very sad thing. We have gotten this tip. There's a serious lobbying going on for this man who is to be removed from. They put their own interest there. It's a very sad thing. What BWI
Recommending
needs.
somebody that is almost even more than 70 years old to go to be there, you can't go do
Well,
nothing
you
there.
got a recommendation name already. Not an issue of the age, but the fact of the
And that
matter,
person was like,
the,
one
the,
fresh brain
the
that
fact
it
that
is that be there, what would he
yeah,
70 years old?
no Tanu, actually Tanu, you see why we are finished jumping the gun already, bringing it out to the public, and the president is a man of wisdom.
The president will
Yeah,
listen.
you will listen to us. These guys, we
You
don't
stay
just
over there and complete the vision of
yeah, we
BWI.
don't just bring things to this platform. The last time I visited the Habel College, I drove from the city 1 hour 15 minutes drive. I mean, normal drive would just go like 45 minutes, but it's taking time now.
Mhm.
I visited Habel College. I sat with students locked up in the conference room. Today, Habel College, because of politics, Habel College is nowhere. Habel College, good morning, Mr. President. Because of the same politics, this town of man, the vision, the long-term range is working to achieve. Let us continue. And the president, in an interview with us, he told us that he hoped to see BWI one of these days turn into a technical where you have college.
Yes.
And this all has been working on, man. Don't spoil everything because of politics. Anyway, yeah, so this is just day 2. Day 3 of BWI will come on Monday. You like it or not, the professionals should take charge.
Yes.
The professionals should remain in charge in this country.
We're not forced to change everybody because government change.
Yeah, government change. Yeah, let's change everyone. So what happened to Nava Umbaye is it? And the biggest hack now on the social media. His Excellency, good morning. 19 days to your 100 days.
I want to talk about that Nava Unse.
Yeah, no, Nava, let's save it for Monday. After E-Match I released, everything just pop up back and forth. Anyway, yeah, so we have a vet in the studio who's been watching us, listening to us. I remember we've been working at LBS one point in time. Now, yeah, they have gone all. Victor Hoxton is a household name in broadcasting. Yes, a well professional. I've joined to share breakfast with us on the True Breakfast Show this morning on 96.1 The Heart and Soul of Liberia. My name is O'Neill along with Marka. It's a pleasure to have the CEO of Kansas
Public telecommunication service.
in the US, based in the US, a Liberian. Good morning. Welcome to the True Breakfast Show. How you doing this morning?
Neil, thank you for having me again.
How you doing?
Just fine. It's a pleasure to be back. It's my second time here on your show
Okay. Yes.
in 3 years.
In 3 years. All right, so back and forth. You're always in your country. Love your country.
Oh, yeah. And sometimes I come in quietly
Mhm.
and slip right out and go back quietly.
You come in quietly
Yes, sometimes, yeah.
and slip out and go back quietly.
Yes,
Home away from home.
that's right.
You miss home a whole lot.
I do. I love my country.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's
So
no place like home.
exactly. So there are a lot of people who are maybe just following you for the first time, and they would love to know a little bit more detail about his Victor Hofstrom.
Well, he was born in Monrovia, Liberia, at the Maternity Center, and attended the Lot Carey Baptist Mission School, where I graduated from high school. Um, attended Brigham Young University in Utah, where I studied mass communications, international relations, and political science, and have 3 separate degrees from that institution. I've served as president and CEO of 6 public media companies in the United States. I've also served as a television news reporter,
Okay.
anchor, and I found out that they didn't pay much, so I wanted to make more money.
Okay.
So I worked my way to the top, and that's an interesting story how that happened.
Okay.
But let me tell that story quickly. I think your audience will appreciate it.
Okay.
When I was director of news at a station in Florida, the president of the company came to me and said, "We'd like for you to become our production manager. You've done so fine with the news department." And I said to him, "I appreciate the opportunity, but there is no plan in my vision for becoming a production manager." He said, "What's your goal?" I said, "I want to become general manager." "So I'll make a deal with you. If you created the position of assistant general manager and added the duties of the production manager, I would do them both, two for the price of one. And he thought about that and said, "You got a deal."
Okay.
And 1 year later, I was president of another station in Illinois. So that's how it happened. It all began that way. But my broadcasting career began right here in Liberia. When I was on Lot Carey, I had a recorder that
Okay.
I used to walk around doing play by play and broadcast announcing into that recorder. And amazingly, the students thought when they heard the recorder play, some of them really thought it was the radio they were listening to,
Okay.
Mhm.
and that was flattering. But
Okay.
then after that, I got a big head after that, and decided to walk into Mr. Henry Andrews' office at ELBC
Okay.
and apply for a position. He said, there's not a job available right now, but should there become one,
Mhm.
we'll find you. I said, oh boy, now that there goes my dream.
Okay.
Mhm.
We'll find you.
We'll find you, yeah.
Okay.
But he was telling the truth. 2 weeks later, he sent Jonathan Rethel
Okay.
on my campus to look for me, and he found me. And I began working part time at EOBC in the news department. Then I joined the play by play team. I remember it was Neville Best and myself doing a lot of play by play. I was the play by play commentator, and it was just wonderful. I enjoyed it. But I didn't go to college to study broadcasting or communications.
Okay.
I was accepted in the School of Civil Engineering. That's what I wanted to become.
Wow.
And I tell this story all the time because it was the late Mrs. Emma Jane Collins who decided, when she overheard me say goodbye to some friends at Providence Baptist Church,
Okay.
that I was going to become an engineer. She tapped me on the shoulder as I was about to walk out and said, "Will you come see me at my office tomorrow?" I didn't really know this woman. I knew of her. And I said, "Where's your office?" And she told me. I went to see her, and she said, the whole conversation took about 2, 3 minutes. "I heard you say," she said, "that you are leaving to go to become an engineer. I just want to tell you that I've been observing you in this country and in the church, and you look more like a leader and a diplomat."
Okay.
And I said, "Wow." So I blew it off, brushed it off, and went to college. And as I was walking toward the engineering school the first day of registration, that whole conversation came right back to me.
Hmm.
And I stopped, I thought about it, and because of my faith in God, I said, "God sent that woman to me, and I better listen."
Okay.
And I redirected my way to the administration building, and there was mass communications. She said leader and diplomat, and there was international relations available and political science, and I just majored all of those things.
Hmm. Great. Let's look at some of the imports you made in Liberia before going to the US.
Well, most of them, well, let's see. I worked voluntarily on Latveria when I was a student. I brought the first championship trophies to Latveria in girls kickball. If people tell me, say, that they thought I was the best kickball coach in Liberia for the girls team. We won 4 championships straight in a row. I was a student and saw these teams coming on my campus and beating my school, and I just couldn't take it anymore. And I told the principal, I said, "I like to coach the girls." He said, "Go ahead." And so I started. And the first year we won the championship. And then 3 years later, I did that starting in the ninth grade. Then I left there and worked for St. Teresa's Convent as their coach and director of sports. And I told the girls at St. Teresa's Convent, I said, "You will beat the champions, Latveria." They couldn't believe it. And we did. Of course, that turned my own friends at Latveria against me for a while. But now they love me. They know that it was a professional job I was doing. I worked for ELBC. I was the general secretary of the National Student Christian Council of Liberia. So I had those 3 jobs at one time,
Wow.
each paying me $50.
Hmm.
big time.
Time value of money. Money was important value at that time.
Of course, time is money, and you don't work free. You don't labor for pennies. I mean, you know, in some places you do, but generally you should not.
Great. I mean, going back and forth with you. I mean, it is very important. How long have you been away from Liberia?
Oh boy. I left Liberia in 73, right out of Latkiri. I have been coming and going every time. I've been back every year, so to speak, except during the wartime. Yeah, but I've always come back, and I have family here. I have friends here, and I love my country. I've wished for the opportunity to help make a difference in Liberia one day.
Any specific purpose? I mean, going back and forth. Someone's listening up to you. Was since 1973, went to the U.S., achieved a whole lot. Any specific purpose?
Of coming
Coming,
back,
yes, coming back.
no, just to visit my friends and to stay in touch with my country and see what's happening. I have family here too,
In
and
terms of giving back to country now, I mean, you have said a lot. You have achieved a lot.
well,
I'm
thank you.
going through your profile online. You're big brain US, yes. You could cause some traffic somewhere, somehow in the US, in your city. But giving back to country, that's what I'm asking.
I would love to, if given the opportunity to do so, and the position has to be the right kind of job. I'm not one who will accept a position in a. I would not. I'm not one who will play a role in a position that I'm not qualified to do. I
Okay.
would not do that because I'm an achiever. When I take over something that I know I can do, I'm telling you, I make a difference and a huge difference. In the United States, as I said to you earlier, I've been the president and CEO of six television companies, and well, five television companies and one radio network. And I have made a significant difference in all of them. They call me the turnaround CEO
Okay.
because I've turned stations and companies around.
The turnaround CEO.
Yes.
Okay.
That was in a national article in the United States called Current. So basically, there's so many things I can do in
Maybe you
Liberia.
can turn around hero for tourism, the turnaround CEO for a lot of things in Liberia.
Uh,
You are Liberia,
you
you
want to
back
mention
home,
you want
man.
to mention the very important one, LEC.
Yeah, the turnaround hero, LEC, the turnaround hero, because I'm seeing
I,
it.
I,
Six major companies in America CEO from scratch from bottom, you turn it into something mega, very major. This is your country, man. If the
I,
opportunity is given, I
it
said,
is.
Victor Houston,
I,
we want you to be the turnaround CEO for this area.
I'll be happy to consider it. Trust me. I can, when you mention LEC, and when you're sitting and you see the electricity that goes off, you wonder how do people even make it in the world of business in this country. You wonder how do people preserve their foods in their homes. How do students study to become smarter at night when they're doing homework and the computer is on and electricity goes off and blows, erases everything? All of these things, plus more and more. So if there's a business the government wants me to take over, I'll be happy to consider it seriously. Tourism is another one I could do very energetically because of my background in communications, marketing, sales. When you work in television as the president and CEO, you have to know marketing and sales to be able to build up the company, uh, eh, to give people something to talk about.
Mhm.
The station I'm at right now was almost out of business.
The station.
Yes,
Okay.
in Wichita, Kansas.
Okay.
And when I took over, I guess people were saying, "Well, we'll see what he can do." They brought this new guy in, and they're not going to make it. So I got to work, and people said, "How are you going to turn this place around?" And my answer to them was, "Just watch me work," and that's what I said. Just watch me work, and work I did, and the place is a shocking success to the whole community. Now it's the pride of Wichita. People love it. And we have in that station America's first children's education and discovery center, a huge center for children to come and experience STEAM education.
Mm,
STEAM means science. That's for the S.
Mhm.
STEAM. I have to spell it out. So technology,
mhm,
STE. E is for education. Arts is the A, and
mhm,
mathematics. STEAM education, it's an experimental center that came out of my mind, my own mind, and it's free to the public. Kids, parents bring their children all day long to have such fun with learning and touching things and experiencing things. In Liberia, we don't even have a children's education center for such thing. You know, it's another way to educate the public. Then we also have a PBS Kansas museum because when I first got to the station, we had such old equipment, and as we began replacing the equipment, the staff wanted to throw the old ones away. And I said, "Hold it! Don't do that. We'll have a museum in our new building." And they said, "What new building?" I said, "We'll get one." And I took that station from a 8,000 square foot building, which was a former tire store, to a 32,000 square foot state of the art facility. And I've built, what, I think 3 or 4 television stations now in the United States.
mm.
Yeah. Turning things around and making progress. And, you know, the building now is the showpiece for the station. Yeah.
So,
So,
since we mentioned certain institutions, for example, the reason I'm using LEC is because we've seen this challenge with energy and power over the period of time,
mhm.
which we are really, really hoping that we can have it solved one day. But these institutions you are mentioning, they are private, they got the financial support. So I think you can do what you can do when you have the resources. But it appears like even in the energy sector, the LEC is challenged with a lot of other things. How can you, for example, if you have the opportunity, how can you turn that around?
Well, it's not only LEC, it's a matter of strategizing, setting short-term goals and working toward the achievement of those goals. If you have the funds, that's the easy part. No, 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 I'm sorry, that's the hard part,
Okay.
getting the funds to do it. And with the funds, the easy part is getting the job done. This country should be electrified, and people should be, the services should be one of the most reliable, including internet services, telecom, and all these different things that I could do for this country. Telecommunications,
Okay.
LEC, wherever you put me in the world of business.
Our
Mhm.
budget space is small.
Well, then you look for grants on the international system,
Okay.
to find those funds because you see, our image internationally has been deteriorated.
Okay.
Uh, it's been embarrassing. First, we need to build our image internationally,
Mhm.
uh, restore credibility and trust with international leaders because we go to these people and ask them for help. So, if you're not trusted, and if you're going to steal the funds to use for your own benefits, you think anyone will want to give you money continuously? No. You're depriving your people of services that they need. Our educational system needs help. Our healthcare system needs a lot of help. The streets need the physical looks of our country, Monrovia. And let's keep in mind that Monrovia is not Liberia.
Mhm.
Monrovia is just a small part of Liberia. So the whole country needs to be just fixed up nicely. It's like going for an interview and wearing blue jeans and a t-shirt. People come into your country to see. That's how they perceive you. You know, if you were to go fix up the country and visitors come in, they will want to do business with you because you look credible.
Mm.
Credibility, believability, and trust are very essential in the world of business and follow-ups.
So I'm here to talking about tourism. Now we have the Ministry of Information, and tourism falls just for fun of it. Is it think necessary that tourism maybe we can take out of that Ministry of Information and tourism stands on its own?
I think that would be a great idea. It's a very great idea. Tourism can help make money for this country, if not putting money into the government's pocket directly, but through commerce, people coming into the country and spending money. Uh, I have a vision for that too, for tourism.
Okay,
Oh
I
yeah.
think the current president also had a vision because he mentioned that there will be crafting a bill to establish the Liberia Tourism Authority.
Mhm.
Yes, he said that.
And my proposal will be make sure after about X number of years it becomes independently operated without any government funding.
Okay,
That will ease the burden on the government financially.
how do you think it will be successful?
Oh, through marketing, sales, and attracting visitors to the country. But we also have to come up with things that visitors will want to see, and we have to, of course, clean up the country.
So I'm yeah thinking about someone's listening up to the radio. Said, "Well, Hoxton, Victor is now probably he's lobbying for a job. He wants a job. That's why
No,
he
no,
comes
no,
on
no.
the national. I mean, in the librarian way. So he's listening up. I mean, thinking and say, yeah, Victor is here. Probably get him himself.
No, that's not the case. I come here every year, and I come to relax. And in fact, I fuss at the cleaning people at the hotel. They come knocking room service, and I said, "You guys, I'm on vacation. Just leave me alone.
Okay.
Go away." I'm just here to relax. I'm not looking for a job, but if given the opportunity,
Mhm.
I'm willing to negotiate something. Uh,
But
only
every country want to make use of their best. So
Yeah, any one of us.
I agree, and that should be the case. Except Liberia, they don't seem to want to do that.
Inside of government, though, maybe government, because of politics, quote unquote, he was not deeply involved supporting a political party, and so we cannot bring him on.
But no, I supported Joseph Boakai.
Okay,
Yes,
okay,
very
behind
much.
the scene.
I even made a speech in Minnesota
Okay,
on his behalf, calling upon the people to support him.
okay, with the Liberian
And
community.
yeah,
Yes.
and I
why you supported Boakai in an election that had other Liberians, like for example, Alex Cummings, you have Josh Weah was the incumbent, he had us, a lot of them were there. Why Boakai?
well, let's take it one at a time.
Eh,
We know what George Weah accomplished, right?
mm.
You know what why do you think he was voted out? Okay.
Because you supported
Okay.
Boakai.
No.
About that.
That's a good
Our
one.
host will name me America, calling the Liberian community.
Uh-huh.
Look, every dam you have, please make sure you support
That's why.
the rescue train.
No, I supported Bokai because I believe that he would have, and as I described it in my speech, provided superior leadership. And I think it will come,
Superior leadership.
yes, to what we had, and superior leadership with a vision. Leadership without a vision is nothing. You must have a vision and have goals and objectives. Put the right people on the right seats on the bus. That's very key in the success of a business. You can put people on seats in the bus, put people in positions in your company, but are they in the right positions, doing the right thing for the company to grow and develop? That's the key. So, I'm not here to lobby for myself. No, no, I have a nice paying job. I don't.
Well, putting people in the right place and in the right seat in a bus, I would recommend that you be the first Director General of the Liberia Tourism Authority when established.
Well, that's
Will
something
you accept that?
I will seriously consider it.
Okay.
Yeah, one of the reasons I'm here too is because I like to return home.
Okay,
I'm trying to establish a home.
okay.
Um, this land thing, this land problem that
Mhm.
we've had here
Mhm.
is still going on.
That's what your government resolved it. The government you support it.
It's not resolved yet. Let's
Okay.
hope it's resolved.
Okay.
but I've been sold land twice. One same land twice.
So you bought a land twice.
Yes,
Okay.
uh, two different pieces of property,
Okay.
and but hopefully, I mean, thank God they were all resolved in the end.
Okay.
But now I'm at,
Are you thinking of returning home permanently?
if given the opportunity to do so, if not, I can still enjoy my life by, with God's grace and mercy, by living the kind of dream that I have for myself.
You came through a very difficult ranking of files. Look here, Misha. A kid is listening up to you will want to be the next Victor Hungstrom. When you walk to LBS, before Jonathan Raffle went for you on the campus, all of that, looking at you as a role model, aside of government, what can you do with all of this?
I can virtually run any business with my background. I mean, I can even establish my own business. I'm thinking in the future about a company called Hawkstrom Enterprises.
Okay.
You know, this is the vision I have if I were to return to Liberia, and that company would be where I would own or contract with different companies under my umbrella and promote the heck out of them and make them the best in town and provide them with my guidance as a manager.
You are veteran. How do you see Liberian media? I guess you follow Liberian media a little bit. What's your only take? Back then and the current following of our media space. What's your take on it?
On the Liberian media,
Yes.
well, first, we need to learn what the value of the media is. We need to know how to present professionally. We need to learn the language in which we present in. If we're going to speak English on radio or television, let's understand it and let's present it properly. We need to be more creative, and we need to meet the challenge. And by that, I mean the challenge of sales. Um, Stations in Liberia uh, encourage and support the pay to play system, which create um, some unethical practices. And that is unacceptable in the world of professional broadcasting. Therefore, with that in mind, broadcasting in Liberia is not professional,
Hmm.
period. I mean, there may be one or two exceptions. I know O'Neill and your colleague, you're at Truth FM, you make a difference because I hear about you guys all the time. And we've stayed in touch, you and I, O'Neill. But the thing is, when you if you're going to charge people, if people would like to pay to get a 30-minute interview and they come up with their own questions, then you must put a disclaimer that says this program was uh, not this program, but this half hour was
Hmm.
paid for by
Okay. The LRA or
Mhm.
or
XYZ.
XYZ.
Okay.
Right. That's how you do it. That restores the credibility of the person who is, in fact, doing asking those questions written by that company that bought the time.
In terms of love for country, I mean, most of the time I follow U.S. politics. If there is a general election in the U.S. after convening, yeah, the person who has been defeated. God bless America, make the country great.
Mm-hmm.
This is the unlikely case for Liberia. We'll break the worst news for our country.
Repeat the question again.
Like I said, I follow the U.S.
Right.
politics. The defeated candidate will say, "God bless the country and make the country great."
Not in every case.
Yes, now the Donald Trump case, but not the most recent one, but most likely,
Right,
yes,
right.
most likely. I mean, the country is above every one of us' interests, but Liberia most time will break the breaking news are all the worst news. This can try drive away investors who wants to come into the country.
You get that right. Yeah, when people observe the instability and the internal fighting and the possibility of chaos, they don't want to be a part of it. They will not put the money into a place. That's why I said to you earlier that we need to restore the credibility of this nation. We need to build that trust again in the minds of the people that we have to deal with, whether if you're dealing with the government of Sierra Leone or the government of the United States. Restore the trust. Show them that you mean business, that you are not, we are also educated people. I made a speech in Kansas City one time, the 175th anniversary of Liberia, independence anniversary.
Okay.
I asked the question to my audience. I said, well, it's not a question. I asked them to use their imagination. I said, imagine the United States at 175 years old.
Mhm.
Imagine Liberia down today at 175 years old. If you made that comparison, do they compare? I said, God created us all equally with manpower, with brains to think and advance humanity. But what is the problem with this picture? The US at 175, Liberia at 175. And the US had trains, planes, skyscrapers, so many wonderful things. At 175, many, many years ago. Today, Liberia, when Liberia was 175 years old, we didn't have diddly squat to show. We're still fighting ourselves, still trying to destroy ourselves. It's time to put that to an end. And because we need to educate our people more and much better. And corruption also starts in our schools.
Okay.
When the teachers charge for grades, when the teachers, some of them, not all of them,
Mhm.
try to have sex with the girls for grades.
Mhm.
That's corruption. And so they leave those schools growing up knowing that, or thinking, believing that that is the way to operate in society. And that is wrong. So we must educate the people. We must set the right examples, and because the world is watching us too.
Okay. Yes. What's your connection like with President Joseph Boyka? I mean, this team you supported. Any reward for politics here on earth is not in heaven. What's the connection like, connection wise?
Well, I really have no connection. I've met
Okay.
him,
Okay.
I think, 2 or 3 times. I had lunches.
After the election,
No, not
or
after the election. No,
okay.
before the election. Um, his wife, Katumo, attended Latkiri. When she was a student there, I was one of the younger guys on campus, and she was one of the higher grade students. And she graduated and left, and but she is our first lady today, and I congratulate her and congratulate the president too for his win. But I was asked earlier why did I support Buckeye, not Weah or
Mhm.
Cummings.
Comments.
Well, Cummings, um, I, I did a quick talking to people all over Liberia the last time I was here before the election.
Mhm. It was not fair, right?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, and
Not the right time.
I don't know about time. I think
Hmm.
it was
Maybe is that that's still for a long like Buckeye.
no,
Uh-huh.
that is ridiculous. People should get that out of their minds about, oh, we don't know you, you haven't been around a long time. What about the person's abilities and qualifications? Look at the person's record, not because he hasn't been hanging around you a long time and telling you lies. Longer the longer the time you spend with someone, the more lies he tells you. Yeah,
And get around
I like
yeah.
that.
then telling some lie.
Yeah.
What about George Weah? I mean, George have done build roads, build some recreation centers, the Fulton Military Hospital,
The Emery's
the
Hospital
Emory
in
Hospital
Buffalo.
in Bapolu. The road, I guess you came from the RIA, that beautiful road along there. That's a trip back on George Weah. Maybe you could give you another
He
six
was a
years.
incumbent.
You
Yes.
call that beautiful road? It's not. Well, compliments to him for his efforts. I think George was surrounded by the wrong kinds of people. They brought him down. I don't know if he couldn't see it,
Hmm.
but they were not his best friends. They were not helpful to him.
Those who were around him.
Yes.
Let's go play the scene with Joseph Whitehead.
Well, if he didn't learn from Joia,
Mhm.
then I don't know
Are
what
you
to say.
following the nominations? And there are people who nominate, and the next day they been recall after your thumbs up, congratulate you, Mr. Bass, congratulations, Victor, congratulations. 2, 3 weeks later, they recall you. The president recall you back. I mean, after going viral.
I
You
don't.
make mention of George Weah was not greatly advised. Is Joseph Boyka going to drop into similar situation?
I don't know. I have not talked to him. I have not met him since he won the presidency. I have people ask me if I want to meet with the president. I said I don't have a reason to want to meet with him. I did what I had to do to help him. I've done my part. The rest is up to him. I'm sure. I mean, if he surrounds himself with good people, the best, uh, he will do well. He just has to be careful about not falling in that George Weah trap.
Do we have that wise man who would just look into the king's face and say, "Look, Your Highness, I mean, your decision is wrong. Everything is okay. Yes, it's okay. It's okay. You make mention of George Weah, and now this is Joseph Boyka."
Hmm. Well, that's what I'm saying. I hope he doesn't fall in that trap because you know people want positions, and they will tell you or behave any way they could to get what they want. And once they get it, it's for the purpose of enriching themselves, their self satisfaction, whether they could do the job or not. We must find qualified people. We must go out, find the best for Liberia. There's so many wonderful brains out there in the world, that Liberian brains, that can come to this country and make a difference. We have good brains here too, but be selective. Know what you're doing. Um, and that's just the way it has to go. If you don't select the right people, the most qualified, and you put in friends and relatives,
Mhm.
you're on the path of destruction of your government.
What's your take on before we get the lines activated? The Wars and Economic Crimes Court. I mean, you've been away for a very long time. This is
Hmm.
one of the trending thing in our country.
Right.
You outside there. What are you hearing Liberians saying? What's your take
Well,
as
I think
well?
I think people want it, and the people in Liberia want it. That from what I'm hearing, you talk to people in abroad, you talk to people in Liberia. That's what they want. If you recall, when I think I was here 2 years ago, I mentioned consideration of the presidency in 2029, but I have changed my mind. I don't want that anymore because I don't think the mentality of the country is right for someone like me. And so we need to be open-minded in our selection of our leaders and our people that work for the government. We need honest people
Mhm.
because when you steal from the government, you steal from the people. And when you steal from the people, you're depriving them of certain benefits, educational benefits, healthcare benefits, better roads, schools, job opportunities. So we just really, really need to be careful. Liberia is a small country, and there are not too many qualified people for jobs. And we can't just fill the position because I know you or because I think you. Uh, you worked at this place, you got a little experience, and you lied on your resume. We should set up a team that will investigate every selection, the background, that is, of every person selected
Mm.
in government before that person is finally appointed.
Very well. Yes, before that person is finally selected. The voice of veteran Victor Oxtrom. Let's see if we can get a line activated and pick some calls right here on the TBS 0770 153
0770 0770 You can call to participate on the show this morning. Let's speak with this first caller this morning. Good morning.
Home.
Good morning. I'm very lucky guy.
And
Go ahead.
This is Mr. Lackey.
this became my
Welcome, Mr.
temple
Ostrowski.
or my
It's time to
church
listen
or
to you.
my
And I think
synagogue or whatever
you
name
not
anybody may
only
say.
know what you're talking about,
So it's
but
not
you've
been
been
a city
tested.
for
Yeah,
me,
I've
it
listened
has
to you
been
for a
a
month.
spiritual
Anyhow, my question is,
place. So
what do you
that's why
think
I stayed.
the
You love it.
economy is going to be like after the
I'm
war
honored, I'm
and
grateful.
in
You
Liberia?
have
Would
had over
the economy in a good
2,000
way
articles
or in a
written
bad way?
about you
Thank you
throughout
for
the
taking my
world.
call.
Okay.
published in
Thank you.
various
Let's take this one.
magazines.
Yes. So
Yeah,
you
yeah,
keep
yeah,
the
yeah.
conversation
Just hold on,
going.
then you respond to
It's
the callers.
interesting.
Yes.
That's why they were written.
Yeah, no. Let's take a
Let's
couple
start
of
at the
calls
beginning
and
of that story.
you will
What
respond.
are
Yes.
your
Yeah, okay.
earliest
Yes.
memories
Yes. How the economy
as a
will be like
child
if there
in
is a war
India
economic
before
crimes.
coming
Call
to the
call
United
ball.
States? Before
Let's see if I
going
can
into
pick this call
college,
on the
before
line.
growing
Good
up?
morning.
Well,
Morning.
I grew up in a middle class family. My father was in the army, and I was coddled and loved. I can describe one incident perhaps that changed my life. I was 8 years old, and a British soldier slapped
Mindset.
me
The mindset.
for
Okay.
very
Thank you.
little
Thank you.
misunderstanding.
0770-153-265.
0770-202-579. Let's
These
take
two
this
soldiers,
one.
British
morning.
soldiers, were riding their bikes,
Good morning. You're live. Go ahead.
and I had a little bike, and I joined them as a
Okay,
little
let's hear
child
you.
would join any adult. I was 8, and they didn't like that, and they were talking to themselves, and they uttered an obscenity in Indian, and I was so surprised that they would know such a word. And I said, "You know that word?" And I uttered that. And to be judicious to them, they might not have heard the first two words that, "Do you know that word?" They heard the last word, and they thought I was calling them that. So they cornered me and slapped me. And I stood there as a child, and there were like 15, 16 people who had gathered there in the meanwhile. And nobody could interfere, nobody could
Okay.
intervene, nobody said anything because they would have been killed. And I wondered, why are these people so powerful in my nation, my people, so lacking of power? And that started a quest in me, and I wanted to take revenge for
Okay.
their
Morning.
action. When I was 12, 4 years later,
Good morning. Your line is battle.
Mahatma Gandhi,
Hello.
who was the father of
No,
Indian
you gotta
nation,
make
modern
some
Indian nation,
adjustments. Your line is still bit.
he
Good
was
morning.
assassinated.
Okay, hold on. Go ahead.
Morning.
And I did not care for Gandhi because
Okay.
he was preaching that if somebody hits you, you turn the other cheek for them to hit you again. And I said, that's not how India will gain freedom. That's not how we will gain power. Eye for an eye, gun for a gun is for a child. That resonated with me rather than turning another cheek. But the day he was assassinated, I cried all night long. And those tears on my eyes were like holy water, pure water. And in the morning, I had no anger towards Britishers or anybody else, as if
So if he has opportunity, you should reject it.
So how did that experience with the Britishers impact your life's journey?
Well, then instead of anger, the search became what makes one powerful without anger. In my search for what makes powerful, I came to the conclusion that India has to industrialize, that without industrializing, India will not be
Okay.
effective. And in order to industrialize, India will have to make steel.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes, let's
And
be
at
on to
that
the Jim.
time,
Thank you
India
so
was
much for your
making
patience.
nearly 3 million tons of steel. Today, they're making perhaps 300 million tons.
And this was at the age of 17.
And I decided I want to go to the United States to learn how to market steel. And in 1957, I met a gentleman. He was from Wichita, Mr. Bill Graham. Bill Graham was an oil man here in town. And I met him and I suggested that if he would loan me some money to go to Harvard, if he would give me one semester tuition, and I'll learn that and then I'll repay him back. He was very kind and he offered to do that. It was too late to get at Harvard, so he helped me get at Wichita State University. It was not State University, it was Wichita University. So I came here, and when I landed in Wichita, I had tears in my eyes because I knew I'm home, and it proved to be so.
And you came here with
Okay.
$8
Some
in
people
your
decide
pocket.
as they find it.
That's
The
all I
highest
had.
written position for the of our land.
In
Yes,
fact,
our last
not
caller. Good morning.
$8. Well, $8 was in New York. By the time I had landed in Wichita, I had $6 in my
You
pocket.
spent $2.
Yeah.
So how did you manage life after that? You went to college,
Yes, sir.
got a degree in political science
I had a master's in political science before I came here.
at 17.
No, I was 23 by the time I finally made it to Wichita.
I see.
I was 23.
Okay.
And I had my master's degree from there in political science. I took courses in marketing here at WSU.
I see. Okay.
So if he's given the opportunity
So, when
to
you
serve,
went to
and
college to
like you
become-
found the
to
discussion,
receive your
well,
political
he
science
became a
degree,
4 or
were
5
you
institution in the
thinking about
U.S. that
becoming
was from
an
scratch,
Indian
and now he's one of the leading
Not
in the
politician,
U.S.
but an Indian businessman. Political degree was to understand the dynamics, because I came to an understanding earlier that there were two major forces. One was religion that impacted people, and one was politics. I tend to think
That
in
school is
1,000-year
named in
terms,
Peter's name. That school is not owned by Peter.
and
It's
I
named
wanted to
in his
study
honor.
what is
Yes, Vic,
the-
you listen up to the callers. Let's hear your response.
how
I did.
does
First, I didn't come to look for a job. Let me make that very
Yeah,
clear.
yeah, repeat that. I want you to repeat that.
It's not. That's not my purpose. I have family in Liberia and friends, and I come here every year just to relax and to see how things are going. Regarding the economy and what will the economy be like if the World Court is established, uh, I don't know. I don't foresee a problem uh, because you will be dealing then with criminals. It's like someone who's committed a crime being tried. It does not have any bearing on the economy. Uh, so that's one thing that doesn't have anything to do with the other, in my opinion. But the legality of the court and whatever happens with it, I don't have an answer to that because I'm not a legal scholar, and so I'll just skip that question.
Okay.
Someone talked about why don't I come and open a radio station? You have plenty of them already, and none of them makes any money. The purpose.
I'll wait you repeat that. Hold
I
on.
like
Hold
that.
on. we have
We have many of them.
and not making the money.
Well, the purpose of broadcasting, entertain, inform, educate, and to make money.
Make money.
That's what you.
And we're not making the money. I'm even going to hold back.
I-
We're not making the money.
you don't have the businesses to support the so many stations that you have, and so the leading stations have to be a little more aggressive and creative. To make money in broadcasting, it takes also creativity, and if you're not creative, it's tough to make money because you have to convince the owner of the business that this is good for your business. But how do you go about that? You have to know the business and also be able to put together a proposal that would convince the business owner. Commercials in Liberia are going for a song and a dance. They're not much. Some stations sell them for $3, for $4, some for $10. You wouldn't pay no $10 for a commercial in the United States. Just the Super Bowl on television, national television, 1 30-second commercial. We're talking about millions. About
Just a second commercial.
30 seconds, about
Okay.
$50 million
Hmm.
but sometimes higher. It depends on what time of the in the game that you're running your commercial.
He'll play a
So
commercial, yeah. I mean, $10 per spot. I
exactly,
mean, it's killing me.
you could play $10 a spot for 24 hours and you still wouldn't be making money. You begin to probably make some money, but so uh, I would not open a radio station. I would probably help guide stations.
Mhm.
What I think Liberia needs is a communications regulatory commission that will guide stations and set some guidelines and rules. When I drive around Liberia,
Mhm.
I see a lot of money floating in the air
Okay.
because of different things that are not being done. And you know, when asked about them, I'll you know, as I said, I didn't have a purpose to meet with the president, but I have no reason not to meet with him. So if it's time to share some of those ideas, I'll be delighted to do so. Then the other question was, let's see, when I oh uh, bring companies to Liberia. Again, I mentioned to you earlier that we must improve our image, the our trustability. We want people to trust us. You don't want to just bring anyone who would just come and say, "Oh well, that's all right, I'll pass." No. When you bring people, you want to have some solid reason. You want them
Mhm.
to be convinced, and that ability to convince must begin at home
Mhm.
with what you do and say and have to show for your country. So you can't just bring people to the country if you cannot be trusted, you cannot be respected, you're not credible.
Mhm.
That would not work. You know, when I left for the United States to go to college, I did so with the purpose of returning to my country. I said, I want to go and be gone to get a
Okay.
bachelor's degree, a master's degree, about 3, 4 years experience, and come back. I said, I want to be gone for 10 years.
Okay.
It's been more than that because of circumstances. You know, I know who I am. Every job that I have obtained in the United States has been on the competitive basis. It was not that I knew people. It was not, I didn't know those people. I've lived in different states, and I didn't have contacts in some of those places when I applied for the jobs.
Okay.
I simply applied,
Mhm.
and my resume stood out, and they invited me for an interview, and I stood out again, and then they offered me the position. I've been turned down for some jobs. I'm not going to make it seem like I've been all successful.
Okay.
I've been turned down for some jobs because one, my last name Hawkstrom,
Mhm.
my Victor Hawkstrom in television, Brigham Young University. You couldn't put a black face to that name.
Okay. A hawk strong
Uh-huh.
on the TV.
Yes, and
Okay.
coming from BYU.
Okay.
So when I walk into the room for an interview, they're all shocked.
Wow.
Yes. And some of them, I'm telling you, some interview, 1 or 2 interviews, people, some of the key players, showed no interest.
Okay.
And of course, I didn't get the job. When they go pick me up at a hotel to take me for the interview, I'm sitting right there in the lobby waiting for them. The guy comes, he looks at me, he looks around, he walks up to the front desk. I'm here to meet with Victor Hawkstrom. And the front desk would call my room, no answer. And then he would look around. Oh, are you looking for Victor Hawkstrom? Yes,
You're
I am
him.
the one.
Okay.
And they're
Uh-huh.
shocked.
Mhm.
But, this poor Liberian boy has been trying his best to represent Liberia.
Great. As you close up, after 3 minutes, let's say any special words to Liberians you want to say as you close up?
Well, um, first, we should always hold our heads up high. Liberia is a small country, a struggling country. The crime rate here is very high. People may not know it. The rate of deception is very high. um, people depend on others so much for help, which is nothing's wrong with that, to depend on other people. But try yourself. Do your best for yourself. I went to the United States, fortunately for me, and I knew nobody to help me. I paid my own college tuition at a private university. I worked, and I was not making that much money, but I worked smart. And I just, was determined. So it takes determination, and it takes courage. It takes hard work in anything you want to do. It takes creativity. It takes reliability, trust, credibility, and self-respect. And we should remember those things. Those are very important factors in interacting with others in the world. I know we have our own culture, like any other city does, or any other country, but we must remember that when you leave Liberia, that culture stops at the border of Liberia before you enter the next country. You must acculturate, learn to deal with people and accept people for who they are, learn to interact professionally. Don't play games with people, don't be dishonest, because people see right through that. And that is, something that we must guard against and focus on your education. We must have good teachers in our schools. That's the key too toward a better education and a better Liberia for the future. And finally, let me say thanks to my friend Theophilus Lakifalama Fakalakama Bass for arranging this interview and always
and another veteran journalist
giving me his support. And thanks to you guys for having me on. I appreciate it. I had not intended to do interviews, but Theo came and twisted my arm and talked me into it. So thanks, and I hope that your audience has benefited from this too.
Yes. Great. Thank you so much. The voice of Victor A. Hochstrong, CEO of Canada's Public Telecommunications Service, on the segment of the True Breakfast Show. Let's go for a break. We'll come back. We'll bring on Pastor Odysseus Boy with our fast and prayer motivation coming up on the True Breakfast Show. My name is O'Neill, along with Marka. It's 9 o'clock. Let's go for our break and be right back.
We welcome a familiar voice. His nose Gab make him one of Kansas' most popular media personalities. Each morning, thousands of Kansans wake up to the witty and informative banter of Steve McIntosh. Born in Fowler, Kansas in 1949, McIntosh grew up in Wichita, graduated from West High School, attended Friends University, and then earned a degree from Columbia School of Broadcasting. McIntosh signed on the air at Wichita's KWBB radio in 1970, and in the years that followed, worked at several different Wichita radio stations, working his way up the ladder. Then in 1998, he landed the job that would define his career, and that makes Steve McIntosh one of the best-known personalities across central Kansas. He teamed up with a young upstart at the time named Ted Woodward for a daily 3-hour morning show. Steve and Ted in the Morning was an instant hit and has been the marquee local program ever since on KNSS 1330 and 98.7.
Good morning, 7 o'clock. This is the KNSS Morning News with Steve and Ted. I'm Steve McIntosh. Fire has gutted the Notre Dame Cathedral in Paris. We've got the story.
Steve's jovial, hail fellow, well-met personality keeps listeners entertained and engaged as they also get their morning dose of the local news. Now nearing the half-century mark of his career, Steve McIntosh is reflecting back. He's here to share some of his best memories, both on and off the air. We'll also find out more about his life away from the microphone. What are the joys and sorrows that have helped define him as a person? This promises to be a fun and fascinating half hour as we go one-on-one with Steve McIntosh. Hello and thanks for joining us. I'm Victor Hawkstrom, and it's a delight to welcome popular Wichita radio star Steve McIntosh to the program. And he is the voice you hear on KNSS Radio, and that's 98.7 and 1330 AM. And here is the face you can associate with that voice as you drive around every morning listening to him. Welcome to the program,
Nice
Steve.
to be here. Nice to be with you, Victor. And yeah, this is the face, for what it's worth.
It's not a face for radio.
Well, you know, the thing is, people hear us on the radio, and they conjure up what we look like.
Right.
And sometimes when they meet us in public, they're shocked.
Yes.
It's just not the same.
Some will say you look much more handsome than I pictured you, right?
I don't get that much.
You don't? But you've never been interviewed before.
No.
In a profile setting like this one for radio, television, or the newspaper.
No, sir, not once.
What happened over these 50 years? I mean, you should have been. You're an icon.
I guess I wasn't good enough till now, or what I do to have somebody have interest in me. It is
Wow.
flattering. Thank you. I've interviewed many, many people, but I've never been interviewed myself.
When you interview people, what do you look for in them?
Well, you look for, do they know what they're talking about? Do they have a command of the facts, the figures? I always ask for facts and figures. And are they real? You can tell real, you know, on the radio as well as TV. Are they real people? And some of them aren't, but that's all right. They still make a good interview, you know. So that's what I look for. That's about it, you know.
But you know, you come across as a very good and matured, likable person. Are you always like that on the air and off the air?
Not always,
especially off the air.
Not
We're talking about fast and prayer day. Today is national holiday in Nigeria. Let me say good morning to our colleagues who are celebrating today. I didn't know a lot of these guys were born in April. I mean, I don't I don't want to say this is so sad, but Alexander Yenekin, Daniel Ankra, Chokon Flama, Nanika Hoffman, all of you, happy birthday to you. I didn't know all of you were born in April. I thought you were my grandmom day too. But well, folks, it's great to be here.
You're leaving somebody out. The editor for the Inquirer newspaper.
Oh, okay.
Siwa.
Okay. Wow.
Winnie Siwa.
Winnie Sewa Jimmy.
What? You must see the more post. Birthday
Wow.
post. There you go, Leo.
Happy birthday. Man. Happy birthday. You know, Oscar best you.
Yeah.
Yeah, so folks, it's great we have with us the man of God. Chief, it's great to have you this morning.
Yes, yes. I'm
Uh,
happy to be here too. Thank God for our nation. And thank you for affording me the opportunity. Director of program here, our own director, O'Neill Roberts, and you, Marka Davis. Thank you. It's a pleasure.
yeah, it's great, and I think this is very appropriate because sometimes a lot of people, some are children, even some elderly people, to sometimes understand the essence of fast and prayer being a national holiday. So sometimes God will bring on board people who understand these things, religious people, sometimes to talk to our nation. So how are you this morning? And how is the day going?
Yes, yes. It's a blessing. The day is good. I know that this day was set aside not just by our founding fathers. It was indeed ordained by God. This is not a coincidence. It's not a mistake. We're not here by error. We are here because God destined us to be here. So if you don't mind, we can start with a word of prayer.
Okay.
Yeah,
Good.
go
So,
ahead.
Father, in the name of Jesus, we thank you for this great day. Thank you for the day that you have made, a day where we can humble ourselves before you in meditation, in petitioning you and asking you for our nation, for your blessings and your prosperity. repentance and your spirit leading us. We pray for our country. We ask you to continue to bless our national leadership, continue to bless this state and the affairs of its leaders and even our society. Meet our needs, all of our differences, all of our hatred and evil and anger and bitterness and corruption and dishonesty, the manner in which we've handled this, the affairs of this country. We come to say, have mercy on us. No one in this country is sin free. We pray that you grant us your mercy. Let your blood that was shed on the cross of Calvary reign through our nation today and always. In Jesus' name.
Amen.
Amen.
Thank you. Thank you.
No,
You used to pray?
of course. Usher. No one is sin free in the
Oh.
whole country.
So to begin with, let's look at the essence of this day, National Fast and Prayer Day.
Yeah, so thank you. National Fast and Prayer Day. We'll go to the historical. I tried to do some research on, when this whole thing started. It started in 1883. It was enacted as a bill by the national legislature, to be the second Friday, to consider second Friday every year as a National Fast and Prayer Day to be observed. And they had their own plan in mind. I mean, those people, I strongly want to believe that there was a preacher among them. I want to so strongly believe that, because at the time of this bill being enacted into law, the person who was a president was Alfred Francis Rushard. He was a Methodist priest. He was a teacher of the gospel. So, and he's also served as a senator. So I strongly want to believe that it was during this time, and his wisdom was also involved, knowing the dark past of our country, the challenges of our independence, the challenges with our territorial problems with Great Britain and France and Liberia, lack of finances and slavery, a lot of things were going on, debt here and there, and this day was set aside so we can come together. The people of this nation will come together, and to them they said, let me just read what they have here. It's in the second chapter of our constitution: National Fast and Prayer Day for the safety and welfare of the nation and its people, with penitent reverence. That's the word they use, to God. The day is usually observed as a day of supplication, meditation, fasting, and prayer. So the purpose of this day was for us to have a national day of repentance, a national day of repentance in reference to God.
The essence of
That's
this
the
day.
essence of
Not just on the calendar,
no,
fast
no,
and
no,
prayer
no, no,
day.
no. The way it's observed now, in fact, this whole law need to be amended. It need to be amended.
Who should take the lead now? Normally, the head should start, and because
This
it's
is a
within
law.
act.
This is a law.
Uh-huh.
They are not religious leaders. Those who are at the affairs of the state are not religious leaders. This is why I strongly believe that this law must be amended. There needs for us to go back and sit down to see that, okay, it's in place, the bill is there, the law is there, but who should carry on the implementation? It's not the president. The president, listen to the proclamation yesterday by the president, right? The president, it was almost like he calling for a total revival.
Okay.
He calling towns and villages and hamlet and everywhere in the country, people should fast and pray. And this fast is supposed to start 8 a.m. and by 12 it should be done. So who organized that? And they said religious, leaders should gather in their places of worship in respect of their creeds. So who is watching? Who doing what?
So the day is just going by
It
itself.
just go like that. It's the intent is good, the spirit is good, but the organization is poor.
Intent good, spirit is
But the
good.
organization is poor. There is no law on organization. Now, according to the proclamation by the president, I read portion of it on the foreign
Executive Mansion
foreign
website.
ministry website.
Okay, yeah.
They said the cost should be less costly and simple. Less costly. Okay, less costly. Meaning it should not it should have a cost, but it shouldn't be high. Who pay for the cost?
Less costly and simple.
Who pays for it? When it comes to I'm not here for politics. This is important.
I mean,
For inaugural celebration, each electoral district receive 5,000 US.
for the
No.
oh, for inauguration.
Inauguration.
Okay. Yeah.
Inauguration celebration.
Yeah.
Each electoral district receive 5,000 to celebrate. But National Days of Fast and Prayer, you say it should be less costly but simple. Who is responsible for the less costly? Who is responsible for that? How much was given to churches? So in my point this morning, this is very, very serious. The intent is for us to have meditation, to have sober reflection. Whether government official or marketeer, or once you citizen, foreign nationals in this country, you must have this day of meditation, because whatever sin we commit, once you're residing in this country, it affects the country as a whole. So if all of us must reflect, there should be someone to organize. I don't know whether this administration has appointed the spiritual advisor to the president. I don't know. Yes. So who is organizing this event? I think the president, their proclamation is good, but they need to tell us who is organizing this event, and it shouldn't just be, carelessly handled. This is a serious
So
issue.
what are expected of citizens on this day?
What I expect of citizens on this day is to stay home, fasting, praying, meditating, repenting, asking God for mercy, telling God, thank you for saving this country till now. Liberia been struggling,
Especially after a heated election.
with all the division we're going through. If we are never fasted before, this is the time. This is why I want this thing to be serious. It should be seriously handled.
Correct me if I'm right or wrong. Should the leader be the one to take the first step? Well, because this is a national holiday, right? I'm a bit confused here because I'm looking just everywhere. I'm not seeing nothing working. Most of the churches are all closed. People are still selling the market. Everything is still going. Should the leader take the lead and say, yes, I'm leading by example. I'm taking the first step. This is,
this is what I'm saying, O'Neill. This was enacted as a bill. This is now one church program. Even though National Fast and Prayer was celebrated, it was religious event organized by churches from the day our country was established until 1883, it became enacted into law. So once you enact anything into law, there should be a way to organize it. Like our national, our independence celebration. They will always establish committee, different groupings to organize it. Or the country can decide to say this year there is no Independence Day celebration. So National Fast and Prayer Day should be organized starting with the president. And I want to recommend that it shouldn't be open. They should give it to, we got several religious organizations in this country. We got the Council of Churches. We got the Full Gospel. We have our fathers, our bishops. Call them. This is an event. We cannot organize, even though we are the one who are the head of the state. But when it comes to the society, you guys, you people, you are our fathers, spiritual leaders, you know the spiritual direction our country is taking. So please organize this event into all of our counties, all of our towns, all of our villages, so it can be properly done.
Prior to you coming out, Marka and I was chatting. I was saying religious leaders, now should now speak to more national issue. Make mention of Cotto Brown, right? We need more religious leaders to put government on the feet where the government is not proceeding. Let religious leaders speak to national issues. We're saying this very important. Maybe just waiting for one celebration going back and forth.
Yeah, so you're right. Now, see what is happening in our country.
Because especially will go to your various worship center, right?
Exactly.
Those who are working And I mean, they go to your favorite watch where it's in the mosque, it's in the church.
wherever.
Yes, you people are the ones who you preach to them. So you should speak to national issues.
That's right. And that's my disappointment. All of us have become politicians. So how can we speak to national issues? When you decide to speak concerning national issues, someone will be asking which political party he's speaking from. So there were the spirit. I'm not talking about all.
Mhm.
There were spiritual leaders in this country. We've bullet ourselves in the legs to the point where it's difficult to speak out. Because one president comes, you go and take side with that president. The other one comes, you take side with the president. So which one will you speak to? Somebody is abusing all over the country, and you want to speak. They say, why you didn't talk when he was abusing in previous regime? You see the situation we're in this country is becoming very difficult to speak on national issues because we are part of the problem.
In the midst of no guiding counselor, I mean, the lanes are raised.
This is why we got to be serious. And when you read Jonah chapter 3, God got to speak through Jonah to Nineveh, and Jonah spoke with no fear or favor. He said, listen, punishment is coming. Destruction is coming over the city of Nineveh. If you people don't repent, beginning with the president, to see that seriousness in you.
Where the prophet that will look into the king's face and tell the king the truth? Like you make it mention of Jonah. Do we still have them around?
Yes.
Are they still around? Well, the head of state or top official go to your congregation and you see the fair end message, or it's just about prosperity, and all of that. Are you still around?
Yes. With due respect, O'Neill,
In the
we
majority.
respect our leaders, our national leaders. When it comes to preaching of the gospel, the preaching of the word of God, we need not to be afraid. We need not to think about what this person will give to me, be a job and whatever. That is wrong. That's wrong. But we still have people in this country. We might not know where they are, but they are still speaking. Who don't speak to president to look for a job. They speak because God is inspiring them to speak. And I'm speaking to you right now. Wherever you are as a church leader, or whether you are bishop, whether you are prophet, you have not bowed down to national leaders for job and for envelopes for whatever, whatever. I'm calling you. This is the time for you to wake up. Wake up. It's time for see what our nation is going through. See the level of degradation. See the level of immorality and destruction that is. I want to be grateful to God. O'Neill, let me just come in quickly to talk about something that caught my attention this morning when I saw your text message.
Okay.
We just did a crusade at the Duper Baptist, first in history.
Very well.
First in history at the sources of that Duper Baptist, not that we're having money. Our sources was the kind of prayer we did. Imagine you to go on that field sometime. May night, I will pray throughout past 12 to the morning hours. And then one night, I can remember it was very serious. It was like I was hearing the voices of those who were massacred on Dupont Road.
Okay.
It was that they were telling me, how can this nation live in peace when there is no justice for our blood that was spilled? And I was like crying and asking them, please leave this country alone. Vengeance is mine, says the scripture. God will bring you vengeance. God will set you free. And I went to the monument at the downwater side, prayed that place, spoke to the dead, anointed the ground. I didn't even know what I was doing. I was just so crazy in the spirit. To every intercession, Dupo Road intercession, red light, I was anointing everywhere that night. Not one night, almost a whole week to the crusade. But one night, it was so strong. It was demons were coming at me, and the voices were crying, and the Lord gave me a word, and I spoke directly to them that vengeance is yours. Now you see, after a few days, this whole TRS, whatever the name may be, war, economic crime, bill that been lingering. Today, The senators are signing it as though there's something at the back. Nobody, only one person who did not sign. It means that God is ready for this country, and God, who is ready for this country, will bring all of us to our knees to know that we owe it to this country. It's very important.
Great. First of all, can you make a promise that at least most point in time you'll be coming on to speak to national issue, despite you being a pastor? I mean, to speak to national issue, you don't supposed to be linked to a political party.
I am not either.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like what Brian others are doing. I mean, this thing will be good.
Thank you, Tony. Thank you for that commendation. Don't get me wrong. When it comes to election, I sit, pray, listen to God, and take my stand. As God has endowed me, and as I see the political landscape, as I see the mistakes of the one in administration and those who are also canvassing to come, they might not be perfect, but I make my decision based on that. I don't have a political party. Yeah, I made those mistakes years back, but the Lord said, no, I didn't bring you here to be part of a political party. You can support a candidate that I will show you. So you're right. I don't have a political party. National issue is important. We can talk about it. I'm talking about it. I'm not afraid. I'm looking for a job. I am not looking for a job from anybody. I don't want a job from anybody. I've already employed by God.
National Fast and Prayer Day. Are we fasting from 6 to 6, from
No,
6 to
they
12? What are we doing?
according to the bills, it should be from 8 to 12.
8 to 12.
Okay.
8 a.m.
Yeah, we shouldn't eat, we shouldn't drink.
According to the bill.
Oh, but maybe still, I don't want to go.
No, they said we shouldn't eat, we shouldn't drink. But what they did not say, what we shouldn't drink, did they mention? Is it water? Is it what? This is what this thing we need to go back and look at it. We shouldn't eat, we shouldn't drink. Drink what?
Water.
Is that mentioned?
That water book can drink, Pastor.
You sure?
Yes.
As we are fasting this morning, some government officials are drinking champagne this morning.
Yeah.
Yes. Going at that.
This is how I want you people to be, the clear people to be speaking,
As we are
man.
fasting and praying, they are eating.
Okay. The officials.
The officials are eating.
Okay.
With all respect, they are eating.
Okay.
They have considered this as a holiday to rest. In fact, they consider a vacation. They have called their friends. They are going to their friends. You see, going into their homes. You will see party going on. They are not fasting. Let them call me this morning and prove me wrong. And then you, the journalists, will go to the houses to see their Bible where they are doing the fast.
You will tell us it in Nahumo.
National duty. Great. So it's 11 minutes up to 10 o'clock. It's Pastor Odysseus Boy, General Overseer of Victories Center International Church. Live of us on this last segment of the True Breakfast Show. Let's see if we can get a few calls up. The issue and discuss this morning, the importance of fasting, praying as well. 0770-153-265.
0770-202579 is the number. Call. Let's talk about this fasting prayer. 8 to 12. No drinking, no eating.
Yeah. Was the boss said some officials already.
They are already eating.
Already drinking. Don't be the ordinary people. The massive. Yes, go ahead. No.
No.
Yeah,
you have to switch.
Let's see. Let me see with this one. Morning. Good morning. Yeah. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Okay. Yes, call. Thank you so much. 0770-153-265. Someone say, yeah, go ahead.
Good morning.
Good morning, Marka. This is the brother Moses to Sonia. Let me thank Pastor for his studio. But Pastor, I get they plan to put on youth religious leader also, and on the shoulder of the Liberia Council of Churches. Government will not give money. I don't know if the government is related about it right now. But the truth is, I think in your churches, since you are aware of this day, you should organize the program. People can go to the church on 8 up to this time you're talking about, and they pray and they fast and leave. But to say government will organize program and give you money, forget about that. So, I don't know if in your church today you get telling there you can get money and come there.
Okay.
Let's see.
07702022579.
Morning. Go ahead, you're live.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
Thank you. This call. Sorry. Yes, let me take this one. Good morning. Good morning. Your background is noisy. Hmm.
Yeah, but is single. Our national leader, like the person of the land of said, is our national leadership gives me in this country. Capital city, the president, as well as the justice, the chief justices, leadership. Because what we went through, what in the end,
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Good morning. Oh, you have a call?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Good morning.
yes, I think today is a solemn day, and I believe that
You want to tell us the name?
on the level, this is Reverend Stevens. Okay. So today is a solemn day, and by maturation, it means the country entirety be gone. And as the pastor said, it's truth. People see Fashion Credit Day as a day of grip, and people just see it as some holiday that it is not really recognized. And I think because people have actually been driven from what is godly to what is much more secular. And the reason is that I want to pose this reason. I know it's a debate. The reason is that when a bit like you are thought it is wise to bring man on board for office the name changed the role and name or role here and what it is and took at every time Christian police from this place, I think they are actually departed from God's will. And we need to seek God's face, like what happened in the book of Jonah. And the president, everyone in this nation need to actually seek the face of God. And that's why important, because it's a day of reflection towards national building.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Great. So before we link up, I think Professor Richmond Anderson wants us to have his take. So we can pick him lastly. I'm doing some research. See, former presidents and officials, when we have fasting and prayer day, they always take the lead. Yes, let's pick up Professor Richmond Anderson. Yes, good morning to you, Prof. Your life.
Suddenly,
Liberia, we are very unpredictable. Tell me, a day like this, people just prophesying almost 1 or 2 days ago. Let the council of churches get up and national program and present it to the government. So that the government will be informed in it. But the church announced, oh yes, we're having fast and prayer, everybody should stay home. There's a national holiday enacted by the legislature. It not work. People must take the lead. It's not just talking. So I am an evangelist, but I'm putting my main point here.
Okay.
So about next year, at least the Council of Churches, we have a beautiful land and present it to the government.
All right. Thank you. Thank you so much. Let's pick our last caller, Vendetta Patrick. Vendetta morning.
Good morning. Good morning to studio guys. Let me just quote what Junior once said. He said, in the church, cannot recapture its protected view. It will become an irrelevant social without moral and spiritual authority. He made this statement with the use of the civil rights movement in the US. The church must be strong, prophetic, to be respected. Somebody is asking the president should engage. Look, the church conduct itself on a religious basis in this country should conduct themselves in a way that the national leaders of this country will be willing to go to them, or they are sure by the religious community in this country will be willing to go there. The church or the religious community is bigger than this. How can you be begging to get attention from the church? From national leaders. This is the problem we have in this country. And I'm encouraging our religious leaders in this country to be strong, because as an activist, I saw what happened in the past. On many occasions, when we raise national issues affecting this country, it seems people will say, oh, you're leaving. When they take of this, you're leaving. So they made the comment in the past and even now to be very for us, they don't care. When the problem is protecting, they still up. We are not people. When I say us, I'm talking about the religious community. These people who are in government come from the house, they come from the churches. So why we cannot conduct ourselves so that we cannot appear irrelevant to the government?
Okay.
So let us talk about government giving us money. We're not the church, set the stage so that all of us see and do. I think people will be better when you talk better than we do.
All right. Thank you so much, Vendetta Patrick. Yes, thanks so much for all of the calls. Yes, Pastor Boy, listen up to the callers.
Yes. Excuse me. I want to be grateful to all of our callers and listeners for their contributions. My point here this morning is not to beg government for money. My point here is that this is a national legislation. This is something that is written to be observed nationally. So if it must be observed nationally, then it means that the state has a responsibility. And that responsibility must be clearly defined by the state. If you say this is a national holiday and it should be observed by, by all your citizens, religious communities, they should gather into the places of worship. It need to be defined and clearly understood. The aspect of the church being weak, I'm not defending that. This is what I said. Everyone in this country is not sin free. We are all part and parcel of what is happening in our country. But the government must be serious on undertaking its responsibility. It is true. Council of Churches will go to organize an event to present it to who? To say we're organizing a fast and prayer. This is not a church, this is not a religious organization event. We just did our crusade. We didn't go to government to ask them for money.
As you close up, and then I said, the churches, they are all official. The people working in the government, these are the religious area to go for worship.
Uniu, this is a this thing was legislated. So the government is responsible to make sure it is done. What we need to do in our churches and like on the program like this is to preach and teach truth to power. We are not to organize this event. It is a government responsibility. They enacted it based on what was happening in our country. And fast and prayer always help our country. We've been fasting. Right now, you go in my church, people been fasting since the beginning of the week till now. You go there, you see them fasting. So it's something we do every day. But when the government says we are legislating this to affect the country, it is a government responsibility. They should not be at their homes in other areas. I'm not saying other, regime have not organized some event, but it has not been a national event that every second Friday in April, the entire country is going to fast and pray. And our president and everybody involved and committee set up to do that, to call on the national, spiritual leaders. Second Friday is coming in next year. We want a program for you people. This is what we need as a nation. We need to repent. We need to come to God to ask Him to bless our country, to forgive our sins. But you please prepare it for us. This is what we're going to do. Let's see whether the church will not prepare it.
As you close up, the final word.
In final words, Liberia, we need to be serious. What seriousness need to be attended to must be seen seriously. We are a Christian nation from our history, but for now we are a secular state. So the church cannot infringe on the government. The government wants the church to come in to perform a duty or responsibility. We are willing to come. We do our program. Let's continue to pray for our country. We're not waiting for the government to call fast and prayer. We're always fasting and praying. At the beginning of the year, we do 21-day fast and prayer as a church. Our Muslim brothers that did their own fast and prayer these few days. So we are already fasting and praying, but the government must be serious concerning this National Day fast and prayer. It should not be left open.
Great. It should not be left open. The voice of Pastor Odijo's Ball, Victory Center Chapel. Oh yes, closing us up. When the wise man speaks. Yeah, we hope to have me another time back. Yes, I received a lot of messages saying, well, the clergy people should come and sit on and and speak to national issues, not just preaching in the church. Yes. Thank you so much for taking our weekend break on the True Breakfast. It's been wonderful having breakfast since 7:30 this morning. We'll be back on Monday by the grace of God. Thank you so much. Continue to love your country. Observe this day. Stay out of trouble. No one is above the law. Thanks to the entire team, Richard Lucini, Alto Bolo, Marka Davis. My name is Oni Roberts. In the midst of all what we do, country friends. Have a godly Friday. Bye-bye.